British black comedy. What is that? To me, it's the Real McCoy. An ensemble cast of some of the funniest comedians that ever come out of the UK. As a youngster, I would watch it with my family and we'd laugh until we cried. And then the next day, I'd go to school and try and act out some of these sketches. The BBC iPlayer are replaying all of these classic episodes and I cannot wait to show it to my kids so they can see this amazing part of my history. And to get us ready, I sat down with some of the cast and some of the fans of the show to find out exactly what it meant to them.
Listen, you have to watch The Real McCoy simply because there's a bunch of people there that are arguably some of the most talented people in comedy in this country, let alone just black comedians and black people. It's so funny.
I think seeing all those guys on men and women on TV that look like me made me go, I think it sowed the early seeds of, oh, this is possible.
When Real McCoy was coming on, we'd all huddled together. We'd be phoning all the family, a black show's coming on, black on TV.
Can we talk about the outfit? We have a picture of the outfit. There you go.
Hey!
It was popular with white people in Glasgow, Dublin, Manchester, all over England, as well as the sort of particular black audience.
It was just so beautiful because there was nothing that was mirroring our lives during that time.
I remember watching, I think Robbie did like a Chris Eubank.
This is when Robbie was half the man he is now.
The Real McCoy, it was a comedy show, but it was also documenting what was going on in our lives at that time. I'm laughing and yet I've got hairs raising up in my arms watching the sketch.
Comedy is a powerful tool and you can use comedy and still have a little bit of a bite at the end of it instead of, where the punchline should be, have a thoughtful moment.
I employed the concept of edutainment, entertaining, whilst at the same time trying to make the audience think about what was being said in the form of humour.
They're not gonna love it.
Yes.
It must leave. Press leave.
Real McCoy coming back to our TV screens, the BBC iPlayer at the end of the month, and I'm chatting to some of the cast and some of the people that have been inspired by the show, and I'm very, very happy to have on the line right now. AK from Famalam, what's going on, bro?
What's happening, bro? What's happening? You good?
I'm excellent, man. Famalam, I think I've said that to you before. I think it is definitely a descendant of the Real McCoy. How true would you say that statement is?
Of course, it's from the same DNA. It's from the same DNA. I mean, even if you just look at it on the basis of like, I've worked with Robbie from when I was like 15, 16, worked with Luella, and I grew up watching the show. I was little when it was out, when it was in its heyday, but it's such an important show, and so to have another sketch show with a black British cast covering a lot of the ground, it's from the direct cloth of it. You know what I mean?
Is it what inspired you to want to get in TV and maybe start writing or be on the TV as a performer? What is that? Seeing the Real McCoy, what did that do for you?
Real McCoy sowed those seeds because I thought, oh snap, there's people that look and talk like my mum and my uncles and my aunts. This is possible, and they're in the telly. Because when I was a little kid, it's that thing of like, how do I get in the telly? And so it definitely sowed those seeds. And looking back on it, like, oh, that's definitely part of my DNA,
People must still come up to you and talk about Jam Fool Man.
You know what? It was so successful, we actually started to hate the characters. You'd get shot, Jam Fool Man, as you're walking, and I'd actually have to say the line, it's Idiot Boy. I played Idiot Boy. And as a grown man, you don't be walking down Brooklyn High Street shouting out, I played Idiot Boy, after they said, Jam Fool Man, it's Idiot Boy, actually.
It's Jam Fool Man, able to chat foolishness faster than a speeding bullet. This week's episode, What a Fool.
It was a lot of silly, but there was definitely a lot of like social commentary as well. You guys were touching on a lot of the serious stuff that's going on and stuff that's really relevant even today in today's climate. Like how proud are you of that?
Extremely proud of that. But everything we did, it was about the yin and the yang, you know. The social commentary stuff was stuff we were doing live, so in stand-up terms, as in live performances. And when you had the opportunity to get that on screen, it was absolutely fantastic and so needed. Comedy is a powerful tool, and you can use comedy and still have a little bit of a bite at the end of it, instead of where the punchline should be, have a thoughtful moment. It's a powerful tool, always has been.
Who are you? What do you want?
We want to join the BNP.
You what?
You guys tackled a lot of social issues. Talk to us about that, please, Leo.
I employed the concept of edutainment, which is what I was doing as a stand-up on the stage, entertaining whilst at the same time trying to make the audience think about what was being said in the form of humor. And so we always, when I was writing the sketches I wrote, I always tried to have that component in there with the express aim and desire to have people laughing and nodding their heads at the same time saying, wow, that's true.
Tacitus, the Roman scribe, said that the people that were here on his arrival were black.
David McRitchie, historian, said the same thing. Archaeologists Gerald Macy and Godfrey Higgins came to the same conclusion, and they're white.
I don't understand.
And that's what we tried to do, and based on the feedback I've had over the years, it seemed like it really worked.
Edutainment, I love that. What Leo said as well is it wasn't just entertainment, it was edutainment. There was a lot of education. And I want to play this sketch for you right now. It was about the beginning of slavery.
We will take your entire family on an all-expenses-paid voyage to a new land for a very exciting and unusually extended working holiday. So what do you all think?
I think it's good.
I think it's good.
No, it is too good to be true. I bet there is a catch.
Although it's funny, it's a very powerful sketch.
I'm laughing and yet I've got hairs raising up in my arms watching the sketch. And some sketches you thought, whoa, would it get through? But if it was funny, it got through. And that's Leo's thing. It's all about edutainment. So it is education, but it is funny. But it was so close to the bone.
I mean, what was interesting about it, it had a social context. There were some political, edgy sketches, but also some really just pure fun, silly sketches. Even, Leo Chester, who is now Leo Mohammed, I mean, he was already quite radical and intelligent and had lots of ideas and wanted to make points, but he did the silliest character of all, Mr. Fraser.
Fraser, yes.
And I can remember that. I mean, every time we used to see him with those teeth, we'd all collapse laughing. He didn't have to do anything. He just put the teeth in and we were going, oh my God. So there was a lot of fun.
I think everybody has a favourite sketch. I was saying, I remember going to school the next day and everybody trying to act out different sketches from the Real McCoy. So you guys did an amazing thing. I want to thank you.
Thank you. And that is actually something that they used to say back then. If you could get people repeating it in the playgrounds, you had a hit.
I got some fish here. You want some fish? You want with Joe? This is some fresh fish. What do you want with Joe? This is fresh fish.
You did mention the genius of Felix Dexter. Like you said that you felt like he was the one that was gonna go. Like, talk to us about what it was like working with that man.
When you saw him react, when we done it live with the audience and him, he was magical. That's the only word to excuse. He was magical. He observed people really well. He got mannerisms, and he done people. Somebody said this. I'm going to say it, so it's not me that said it, but I'm going to repeat it. That he done it with love.
He came up to me and he tried to throw my coffee making facilities out of the window. I started beating him. And then the librarian, he asked me to go away out of the library. He said there's no fighting allowed in the library. What is he talking about? How can you be so unreasonable? He's trying to throw away my coffee making facilities. What are you talking about?
I was a young lady then, but when I was around Felix, I think I had to wear, excuse me, to be so graphic, tenor ladies, tenor ladies, because the guy would make me want to whip myself. The guy, especially when we were backstage, waiting for him to go on. When he was going to go on as the train driver, oh my God, the train driver. Where are these characters? But they're everywhere. We see them on the London Underground. The Nigerian accountant, class. sick. Them little white boots and them little short trousers. I want to talk to you about something. Give me a moment. Oh, this Felix.
Felix was a very beautiful person.
I'm very disappointed that we lost him in the manner in which we did. Unfortunately, he was ill for about 2 years, and he only told us at the very last minute, and I went to see him in the hospice. I was with him about half an hour before he passed, and unfortunately, we lost our beautiful and great brother, Felix Dexter.
To just tell the people it's coming on at the end of the month and on the BBC iPlayer. Why do they need to watch the Real McCoy?
Listen, you have to watch the Real McCoy simply because there's a bunch of people there that are arguably some of the most talented people in comedy in this country, let alone just black comedians and black people. It's so funny. When they asked me to come on, it was one of the best things I ever done, man. It was so exciting all day being with them.
Ian, we have a very special clip that we'd like to show you right now, if you don't mind.
Excuse me, missus. Can I have one more, please?
What was it like being on the show? Like, do you remember that day? Do you remember going on set? What was it like hanging out with the cast? Yeah,
no, they were unbelievable all day. All day they were fantastic. It was pure jokes all day. It was funny because I was very nervous when I walked out there. I could see how nervous. I know I was nervous. You know what I mean? I had all uncomfortable smiling and all that because, you know what I mean? It was a big lead up to the day. And then when I done it and I had to take the head, I remember I had to take the head off and it was a football. It was something that I'm not joking. I mean, looking back, it's just so good to see it. So good to see it. Yeah.
Listen, if you are West Indian, African, Asian, white, whatever your background is, you need to watch The Real McCoy. It's got culture, it's got laughter, it's got education, it's got political stuff in it, it's got bad. I have to ask, really, are they ready? Are they ready? Because I think it's a game changer.